how is Ohtani playing game 2 of that doubleheader? It's a straight doubleheader. He pitched a complete game. He's never done it. They roll him out to DH again. He hit 2 home runs. Everyone's going to say that today. He almost, like, if that's his oblique that he was clutching, we got a real problem. How are they, in real time, Bob, I'm thinking, how are they rolling him out in game 2?
He's Shohei Ohtani. He's
blown out already. Bob, he had surgery on his arm. He's blown out before.
I get it. I get it. You have a point, but it's not overly convincing to me.
Yeah, because he's not hurt right now. Right, because he's not hurt right now. So you're not convinced because he's not in the hospital right now.
Right. If I see him being wheeled down the corridor
then you're
on
sold,
a stretcher, then that's a different thing.
Well, you got your wish.
All right.
I hope you're happy, Bob Costas.
Timing and context is everything. That conversation takes place the day after, or within 2 days. Artie Moreno and the Angels have declared we are not trading Ohtani at the deadline. Right. And not only that, they go in as buyers and they bring in Giolito and Lopez.
And Ohtani plays both ends of a doubleheader.
Right. At that point, they're like 3, maybe 4 games out of a wild card, and it looks like they're in good shape to at least make a run, all right? The good feeling, as I pointed out elsewhere in that segment, the good feeling surrounding that team at that time, they're playing this doubleheader in Detroit. They sweep the doubleheader. Yeah. He pitches a one-hitter, a complete game one-hitter in the first game, and hits 2 home runs in the second game. It sort of symbolizes what this whole move is about. Moreno saying, even if we don't re-sign him, we're going to give you, our fans, 2 more months of a once in forever, not once in a lifetime, once in forever player. In the whole history of baseball, we haven't seen this, and maybe we can retain him. So in that moment, when they were within striking distance, what I said made perfect sense. Not necessarily the only thing that made sense, because what you said made sense, too. Like, they never should have pitched him in the rain at 11 o'clock in the morning in April, coming off the WBC
Day,
at Fenway Park.
Yeah, and then down 3 days rest after that, because he only pitched 24 pitches.
Okay,
right.
And once they fell out of it, you know, the Angels are star-crossed, right? The trapdoor opens, they make the moves, they do the right thing, the trapdoor opens. Once they're 10 games out of the third wild card, they should have backed him off. Right. Even if he continued to
pitch. He backed himself off. He took off 13 days.
Yeah, yes, he did.
But that day, Bob, he came out, the small point. It was the day after he pitched the complete game.
Yes.
And then they brought him out to hit 2 home runs in game 2. I'm like, why are they playing them? And everybody's point was just, you were symbolic of it.
They were making a statement.
You're making a statement that we will ride this guy until he breaks. And he broke. In that game, he's clutching his side.
Yes, he was.
Like, the body was breaking down, and then the arm went. Now, it could have happened anywhere, but I didn't like the way they managed it.
If you had asked me that question a month later, I would have been entirely on your page.
What, now that his UCL is torn?
No, now that they were so far out of it, I would have backed him off.
No, but you still got to be smart to back him off. You can't keep a full day's work. You have a complete game shutout. That's enough work for me. It's like, no, let your body rest. That didn't break him, but cumulatively,
you know what this is a little bit like? There's an emotional thing, no matter how carefully and analytically you want to look at something. A guy is on a strict diet, but on Thanksgiving, he has extra helpings. This felt like Thanksgiving for them. We're not gonna trade Ohtani. We're gonna make a run. We got the other 2 guys. He hits 2 home runs in the back end of the doubleheader after pitching a complete game one-hitter in the first. That felt like that.
And he had clogged arteries after Thanksgiving or something. Maybe that's more the analogy.
That can happen too.
He's continuing the season as a hitter.
He should.
Admirable or foolish?
No, I think that's the right thing. Unless there's something within
surgery?
Unless there's something within his swing that is that further damages.
He for his own. No, I'm saying admirable. I think you're saying he's to be admired for that.
Yes.
For his own business considerations, right? He could get the surgery now and be closer to pitching and being that hitter and pitcher again, because his team is out of it. Like you even said, the Angels are out of it. It's not, if the Angels were in it, it's like, Shohei, we need you, even though your contract's expiring. And he says, yes, I'm going to honor my contract. I'll play full out. They're out of it now, right?
Some of this might be connected to the slim possibility that the Angels can re-sign him. And that there are conversations going on that indicate that to them, that they have a fighting chance for that. And now they say, which do you prefer? Because we're not going to base this on your statistics this year or anything else. We want to keep you. What are the circumstances that allow us to keep you? And even if it means you're going to miss all of next year as a pitcher and maybe come back as a pitcher in 2025, you tell us the terms. We want to keep you.
Yeah, but he is going to test the market, and him not pitching for a full year, is going to affect his market value. And even if he has a surgery and comes back as a hitter, even Bryce Harper did that, and he was back in May, and that was a quick timetable.
Yeah.
So this is affecting his future finances.
Here's a reasonable assumption. Let's say he was completely healthy now and still able to pitch at the very high level and still do what he's doing at the plate. Eventually, if he gets 8 years, and some team might say, look, we'll give you 10, even though we're sure that in the last 3-4 years we're not getting our money's worth, but we will do what it takes to sign you. Nobody thinks that he's going to be pitching at the back end. He's 29 years old. When he's 39, 40 years old, he's not going to be doing this, even if he's completely healthy. He's just not going to be able to do it at the same level.
So then why would you give him a 10-year contract? To get those first 5 years?
Yes, because it might be what's necessary to break a logjam with other teams that are willing to meet his price.
Good luck. $500 million, good luck. All right, what is Steven Strasburg's legacy? He's retiring in September, nerve damage, 7-year, $245 million deal, a handful of innings after that. But he won that World Series in 2019.
Yeah, it's no one thing. It's a combination of things. It's one of the great bookends in baseball history. His debut, 14 strikeouts, much ballyhoo.
Which you called. You called that game.
Packed house.
Yeah, he was exciting.
Electric that night. And then essentially the end of his career, since he only pitched like 3 1/3 innings after that and in a few appearances, is 2019, where he had not a Cy Young level season, but I think he finished 5th in the Cy Young voting. He won 18 games.
And he was in innings.
He was great. He was great in the postseason. 5-0 in the postseason, 2 wins in the World Series. So that's the bookend. But the contract is a cautionary tale, and it also shows that even thoughtful people can make emotional decisions. This is in the afterglow of the 2019 World Series and all their success, and he's the MVP of the World Series, and he was able to opt out of his contract, so he's a free agent, and they wanted to keep him.
And he was kind of a horse. He had over 200 innings. Like, for the first time, it's only the second time he had over 200 innings. Take a look at...
Yeah, but he was a horse who had broken down previously.
This is my point that I'm always making, Bob. Right? So, the analogy is a horse that will break down, and the history was there, but I understand it. Coming off the World Series title, he was so clutch.
Yes.
Rendon was so clutch repeatedly every round. But... yeah, cautionary tale.
You know what happened? That 2019 World Championship bought them a grace period with the fans that allowed them to gut the roster not long after.
I know you'd appreciate this, Bob. I like putting this up. See, there's El Duque in the middle. El Duque, all-time great. These are the clutch guys. These guys were made of sterner stuff. Bumgarner, Schilling. Look at the innings and the ERA. The innings and the ERA. Now, John Smoltz has 209 innings, 267. Dave Stewart was super clutch, 133 innings. Now, Strasburg's only got 55 innings. I get it. So maybe it doesn't quite belong there. But a 1.46.
Yeah.
Like, that's significant.
And the key is that those guys pitched complete games or near complete games. You know, Dave Stewart, I don't know if he's still ticked off at Tony La Russa, but for a long time he was mad at Tony La Russa for pulling him from Game 1 in 1988, even though he had Dennis Eckersley to finish the game, and then Gibson hit the home run. But that's the kind of competitor that Stewart was. Don't take the ball from me.
Yeah, that's it. Well, even like Strasburg being on that list with the all-time clutch guys, where you're like, nah, he's the orchid.
He seems
fragile. But there's that. The ceiling is just so high.
The 2 seasons, 17 and 19, and the beginning in 2010. Those were flashes of what might have been.
We haven't settled the legacy, but we have time for that.